The ocean was calm that morning. The sky was clear. The sun shimmered across the surface of the water like liquid gold. It was supposed to be a simple family outing and a peaceful day at sea. But within minutes, everything changed. The waves began to rise. The wind grew violent. And a small kayak, carrying a mother and her children, started drifting farther and farther from shore. They screamed. But the ocean swallowed their voices. There were no lifeguards nearby. No boats in sight. No help coming. And in the middle of that chaos sat a 13-year-old boy, trembling, afraid, and realizing something terrifying. If he didn't do something, his family might not survive. He wasn't a trained athlete. He wasn't a champion swimmer. In fact, he had failed his swimming lessons weeks earlier. But on that day, the ocean didn't care about his past failures. And neither did he. If stories like this speak to your heart, take a second to support this channel. Subscribe so you never miss the next powerful story. Like this video so more people can discover it. And share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Your support isn't just a click. It helps us keep bringing meaningful stories that inspire, teach, and remind us all that every day matters. Thank you for being part of this journey. The kayak rocked violently as waves crashed against its sides. His mother tried to stay calm, but fear was written all over her face. They were drifting farther from land. Water was filling the kayak. And then the boy made a decision that would change everything. I'll swim. At first, it sounded impossible. The shore was far. The water was rough. The current was unpredictable. He had never swum that distance before. But staying meant watching his family disappear. So he slipped into the cold water. The first wave hit him like a wall. Salt burned his eyes. His lungs tightened. His arms felt weak almost immediately. Halfway through the first stretch, doubt whispered in his mind. What if you can't make it? What if you drown? What if this was a mistake? But then he looked back. He saw his mother holding his siblings tightly. And something inside him became stronger than fear. He began to pray. He began to imagine reaching the shore. He told himself, just one more stroke. Just one more. And he kept swimming. Minutes turned into an hour. An hour turned into 2. The ocean did not get kinder. The waves did not get smaller. His arms began to cramp. His legs felt like stone. Every breath became harder to take. At one point he swallowed water and nearly stopped moving. The ocean tried to convince him to give up. But something else spoke louder. Well, he thought about family dinners. He thought about laughter. He thought about the future they still deserved. And he refused to let the ocean win. For 4 long, exhausting hours he fought currents, exhaustion, and fear. No applause. No cameras. No guarantee of survival. Just a young boy, choosing courage over comfort. Finally, through blurred vision and shaking limbs, he saw it. Land. When his feet touched the sand, his body nearly collapsed. But he wasn't finished. Not yet. Most people would have fallen to the ground. Most people would have rested. But he knew time was life. So instead of collapsing, he forced himself up. His legs shook as he ran. Every step burned. He reached help. He alerted authorities. Rescue teams were dispatched. And hours later, his family was saved. Alive. Because one boy decided fear would not have the final word. He had failed swimming lessons. But he passed the test that truly mattered. Here's the truth. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision that something else is more important. That day, a 13-year-old proved something the world often forgets. You do not have to be the strongest. You do not have to be the most prepared. You do not have to have a perfect record. Sometimes, ordinary people discover extraordinary strength when love demands it. The ocean was bigger. The waves were stronger. The distance was longer. But his heart was greater. And maybe, just maybe, the storms in your life are not there to drown you. Maybe they are there to reveal who you really are. When life pushes you into deep waters, will you let fear win? Or will you keep swimming?